All right, so let's start this review. Here, LewZG is playing black, and Fantleroy, called also Robin, is playing white. This was also a bit quick game. It started from a complicated Joseki, and unfortunately, there was some misunderstanding. Now black played this move, which is a Joseki move usually, but it is in case that black has a ladder. If black doesn't have a ladder, which doesn't happen that often, usually if this was white's corner, then the other corner is black's. But now there is no ladder, and then white, instead of playing a normal move from the Joseki like this, and then maybe going into this variation, instead, white can cut. If the ladder was there, then it wouldn't work because black can just play like this and then capture white. If white tries this crazy move, then still it will lead to a better variation for black, but it will be a bit complicated, but good for black. Then what should white do? White played this one. And this was a bit risky because black will be able to get these exchanges. This move of black can be counted as center because black might go down with the stone and capture the 3 stones. It's not an absolute center, and maybe white should just agree on it, give away those stones, but get the outside. But if white tries to get everything and answers to all black's moves, then now black will go from the other side, and white is in trouble. White doesn't have too many liberties. The clamp also might not work because of an Atari here. So yeah, so white is in trouble. Instead of playing this move, white can play more brave and more audacious move, like this jump. If now black goes down, white will simply play here, and yeah, black can live, but white gets all the outside, and this is a very good result for white. Instead, if black tries to do, what can black do even? If black tries to pull out the stone right now, white can just go here because the ladder still doesn't work. It didn't work and it doesn't work. Now black can think of pushing and capturing white in a net. But when black pushes, now white can already play that cut. Now white is not afraid of these BC moves of black. And yeah, black can try to capture white, but white is faster. And this result again is satisfactory for white, even though like it's interesting, acceptable. I think acceptable for for the other player as well. But yeah, white should usually jump. After this move, it becomes more complicated. Black did go down, and white pushed. So after the push, black can play these exchanges, and now maybe black will play something like this and then go down. Or if white decides to play, play here, then black goes here. But black played a bit unnecessary move because black suggested to white to capture the 2 stones, which is a thing which white anyway wanted to do. And unfortunately, this move is less protecting against weaknesses of black's shape, like this cut at C or the clamp at D. So instead, black should jump. If white plays here, black plays here, and white is dead or almost dead. Like maybe there is some multi-step call, but we don't really care about such things. So what can white do? Well, maybe white can crawl into the corner, but then again, black can easily capture the stones which black wanted to capture, and white is thin on all the sides. So this was probably, again, white's mistake. And black got a very good opportunity to turn this bad result into a good result. But I know that after this cut came, black might feel that, oh, I missed that I don't have a ladder and I cannot play this Joseki. And then we might be in a strange mood, in a strange mindset, and we might not see opportunities which arise because we are already um, agreeing with our failure or with our disadvantageous position. So it's a bit paradoxical lesson because on the other at the other game review, I was talking about the other cognitive mistake that when something bad happened to us, then we are trying to not accept it and still go into the variation which we invented. It was in the game Olesia versus Maxim. You can watch it. Very, very interesting, and I believe an interesting commentary. And we are not accepting the fact that we made a mistake. So then I said that we should accept the fact that we made a mistake and still look for some still not too bad continuation. But here we have the other problem. We accept that we made a mistake, and now we are too sad about it, and we might not see a Tetsuji which suddenly appears. Well, of course, it's all about reading, but I think it's also about mindset. Our mindset modulates our reading and lets us find some brilliant moves from time to time. So in the game, it went like this. Still black encloses white, but then white finds this clamp, and unfortunately, black cannot fight against it. So now black's shape is very bad also on the outside. If black plays like this, there are these problems. Maybe black doesn't need to care. So maybe the jump is not too bad. But anyway, white will certainly manage to create life at very least, which means that black is dead. Black didn't want to die, so black came up with a sequence which actually gave him life. Now black went here, white went here, black went here, here, and lived. But this is, of course, a very bad result for black if black lives only with 2 eyes. By the way, white should probably capture this to make sure that there will be no centimus for black on the outside. And white is alive on both sides. This group of black has a strange shape. And white is very strong everywhere. And again, one more thing. A typical mistake that when we are focused on a single goal, we stop thinking of some additional things which we can achieve while we achieve that single goal. Of course, sometimes we may overthink and try to achieve 2 goals at once, and then it won't work as planned, and then the simple move would be better. In Polish, there is the saying that the better is the enemy of the good. Lepsze jest wrogiem dobrego. But in this case, it costed absolutely 0 to play this throw-in, and then play here. And then we can play this, one more move, and then we can even continue with such an annoying move. What will white do? If white plays here, we go back and live, and now white's shape looks much less fresh than in the actual game. Well, maybe white has a better move because maybe white can play like this, but still, the shape is less fresh, less healthy, and like this, it's okay. It's not 2 eyes yet. It's not 2 eyes. Black can still play this in center. In fact, it's only 1 eye, but better shape. White goes out, and now black is in a bit desperate position. Again, I said that white should play this move because, like, it might be that one day things will be happening. There will be some fight. Who knows what will be? We can never predict, and then black will play this move. And if white connects here, then it's already a very big gain because if white captured at C, then B would be not necessary. So white might also think of this move, but then black can play from the outside. Let's say white goes here, and then suddenly we have a semi-ai, and who knows what will happen. Maybe it will be a seki. So better, or even if not, black can get from the outside more than the life of the group is worth. So better to avoid such surprises and play this earlier. I know that this is losing of a threat, but later we might have no time for doing it. And it is indeed losing of a thread, but it is not an Ajikeshi because we don't have any other way of using the Aji in the corner. Yeah. Now, this is also another point. I think it's better to just play here because then white's shape on the outside will be worse. Well, maybe white will not answer, but then we can cut if we want. And if we play like this, then white's shape on the outside becomes very good. So probably in this case, better to not play such an Atari. Like we cannot really think of good ladder breakers, and the ladder is also not an obligation for white. White can manage even if white lets one run, if the ladder breaker was a bad move earlier.
Can I ask something?
Yes.
So I played this black cat because I thought if I allow this to capture the ladder, white at some point will have to add one more move. So he's like one move owes me one move. If I don't play this, the stone at f9 is not cutting anything, so it's non-essential. He can throw it away later, right?
Yes.
So that was the thinking behind playing f8, and I'm not sure how to make it more subtle, to make it more correct more often.
Yes, thank you for this question. And also, Lique asks if white could play like this to just avoid black using that cut. Yes, it would be possible for white to play this if white is afraid of that cut of black. But for now, let's think a moment more about this. Yes, the argument of Łukasz is quite compelling. In fact, these were two arguments. So first of all, the argument from the ladder that usually it's better to play the cat and let white capture the stone in the ladder because it will mean that we will get ladder breakers. And on the other hand, it might be that white doesn't even connect here. So it might be that white now plays here, and when we cut, white just throws away the stone. Yes, and both of these points are valid. I think that it is true that white might not answer, and with this, it is very difficult to give arguments for or against because it's possible for white to not answer, but on the other hand, it will be big for black to capture this stone. And it's very difficult to judge how big capturing this stone is comparing to the moves on the bottom. So with this, I cannot really argue, and I am not sure also what is better. It seemed to me that just I was just too much impressed by this shape of white. This is the reason why I didn't like the move of black. But maybe it would be also impressive for white to ignore it and play the move on the bottom. And then
I think I can put other words on what you just said. The exchange, the move at the Atari of f8 also gives white g9, and this g9 radiates powerful influence not only on bottom but also on the center.
Yes. So like this, maybe white doesn't need to spend the move. But like this, white gets two moves which white wanted. So maybe if we play here, white might consider this move, but then white gets only one of them, doesn't get the other one. And we can peep in the future. And if white plays this move on the other hand, then white doesn't get that other move. So somehow we kind of give white the value of two moves with one move. And it's often not the case because often the ladder is a shaky situation, and we can still get quite much because that ladder is there. But somehow in this game, black didn't manage to get too much thanks to this stone. And I think that the game, in this sense, reviews itself because it shows how it could be that this stone will in fact never be really activated, and it will only be the value of these B and C, which both of them give something to white. Robin says, I get the feeling that white protecting the cut is big because G11 can be impactful later. This is also another point. Maybe white would add a move, but if white adds a move, then I hope that now it is already more or less clear that this shape for white is worse than the shape from the game. But yeah, it might be impactful to later play this bump and go here. It might give us something in the center, but yeah, I believe that the moves on the bottom are more important. This influence is a bit futile if black has a strong shape on the bottom. All right. In the game, black played this cut, and yeah, we will see if black manages to use the adi of the ladder. White so far plays this one, and this is of course the correct move. If we play anything else, then the adi of the ladder will indeed be used. Black plays on the side, white goes into the corner, also a very big move. So I understand this move. It tries to do the thing which was supposed to happen, that we pull out the stone at one point, but white doesn't care. And white is only making the influence towards the other side. Can black run now? Well, in fact, black cannot, because the group will get cut. So black needs to play... all right, black played the move like this. And then, yeah, in the end, white spent the move. But in that time, black didn't get anything impressive. So that's a bit unfortunate result. And maybe we don't need to play all of that. Maybe it would be even better to just live like this and not try to use the agi of that stone. Like later we can play this, but we also don't have to. Can we somehow finish in center, play away? Maybe not, because this group is very thin. All right, I don't know. I think that the move from the game is good, but white's answers are also good. White really shouldn't play here. This would be getting tricked. All right, and now black plays this move, so the group is finally alive and healthy. White goes there. Here I wondered a bit about the possibility of playing from the other side, but I think that it was a crazy idea of mine. Because this is center, and white can exchange it even now, which makes it completely clear that white is alive. And then white is also strong here, so white will not have trouble running with these stones. How big is answering at J2? It is very big. It is, yes, indeed, it is a bit center. It is not center, probably, but it has very annoying continuation, which also was shown in the game. I think that it's a safe way of playing that you go on the top, because like this you make sure that black doesn't get a very big box. But maybe now is a good time for J2. White answered, which was not obligatory, because even if black cuts, white can just give it away. Black goes here, and again, K2, how big it is for black. If now white plays this move, black can continue, and the 4 stones get weak. Black's group gets completely safe. Yes, black should play K2. And it is a lot of points. A lot of points. More than here. So this leaking hole in white's territory should be exploited, or should be stopped by white. So this is how it went, and finally, after a combination, white played the move, then black played the combination, which went normally. I think these were all normally looking moves. White could also play from the top, but then black very easily connects from below, and like this, white managed to get center, which was useful, because now white puts pressure on black group. And of course, if black wants, black can run out, but it seems that white has already too much territory, and instead of running out, black decided to play such an ambitious move to get even more, but then white naturally cut black, split black groups, and black's group died. Black still very nicely tried to do something in white's area, but in the end, the capturing race was in white's favor. Yes, so this is how the game finished, and black died on the bottom. That's it. Are there any questions to this game? I'm very happy to have both of the players listening to the review live. Recently, it's not very common in Iglo, but some players are coming. Yes. How do I think white could use top right agi? Yeah, good question. So white created an agi and then didn't know how to use it, so didn't use it. And it's good. No need to use it. The easiest way to use it is to play like this, and then we can build a group if we need to. Maybe we don't need to build a group. But then maybe we can start without playing this exchange. So we might play here first and see what black answers. If black answers like this, we can still fall back to our usual way. If black plays here, then we are already happy. And if black tries something more adventurous, then at one point we might use a combination like this and live in the corner. So in general, there is this combination here, 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 here. And yeah, this is a co-life. But maybe now black can ignore. However, it's also risky. So in fact, maybe you can start it right away. You can play here, here, here. Black might now capture white stones, but this is already a big gain. If you got this, then you are happy. Then you got more on the outside than in the other variations. You can also continue like this or like this, and then maybe even get some pseudo geta, or maybe not. Maybe first here and then, like this. Like this looks very nice. This would be great for white. So
The pseudo geta is Samedori, right?
Yes. There is a Samedori. Black will need to play at least one more move there. So I guess this is a good idea.
Biggest lesson for me from this game was I didn't see it during the game, but it's like it's not a sequence. It's just how big is white J2 versus black K2. If black plays K2, not only the group is stable, but also most of the territory of white evaporates, and the group might be heavy/small, the white L shape in the middle. But if white goes there, the territory is almost sure, and the black is super weak. So this is such a big swing that I didn't see. It's enormous.
Yes. That's amazing, and this shape appears sometimes in the games. It's not the most common shape, but sometimes it appears. So it's good to remember it. And one more question on the top right: Q16 and P17. Is it an overplay? Sorry, Q16. Like this. Like this, it's not satisfactory. Like this, it's very, very bad for white because black's agi evaporates. Black gets very strong position, and white gets only a few points. And if we play here, then it's better. But it might be potentially better unless we just die, and it's very difficult to fight if black is so strong next to us. So it's bad. Yes. This we shouldn't do. We shouldn't just give away. It's not about this shape. I mean, it's of course among other things about this shape, but it's even more about A-B exchange. If it was the other way around, white had the stone at B and black had the white had the stone at A and black had the connection at B, then it would be good. Like this, it's terrible. Black stone at B has a value of half a move, and white stone at B has a value of -1 point. Yeah. Okay. So thank you for listening, and that's it about this game.
Thank you for the review.
Yeah.